United States is committed by treaty for another 17 years to a collective security effort with our 13 allies. There was never any consideration in our agreements and plans with these other nations that now or in the future we would adopt any principle or practice which would abandon them to being overrun with the promise of later liberation. Because we Americans prefer quick and easy solutions to difficult problems, we are very vulnerable to any theory of defense which catches our imagination. It's the will-o'-the-wisp call of air and sea power projected from this hemisphere, which is a military concept popularly known as the Gibraltar theory. This concept unbalances our forces by placing reliance mainly on air power and sea power. It contemplates the withdrawal of our ground forces from the continent of Europe to our own North American Gibraltar. It is unsound for several reasons. It would leave our friends in Europe to face aggression by themselves while we bomb the enemy from afar. If we were to adopt any such military policy or practice, we would soon find ourselves without allies and going it alone. Other NATO members would rightfully consider that we had broken our word. But they know, and we know, that air power and the atomic bomb are not enough. There are many military targets against which an atomic bomb would be ineffective or wastefully applied. If an enemy wanted to disperse his forces so that soldiers walked 100 yards apart, they could march across Europe tomorrow in the face of the greatest atomic power on earth unless other men were there to stop them. This Gibraltar concept is a selfish and a defensive one. The American spirit would tire of it right after the first atomic bomb dropped on an American city. Our chagrin and our shame would be unbounded if we saw the enemy making slave camps out of Paris, Brussels, and Berlin. Our greatest chance for peace in Western Europe and the world, and our greatest hope for the security of the United States, lies in continuing steadfastly and strongly our collective efforts in a forward strategy against the Iron Curtain. This does not mean that Americans advocate a preventive total war. There is no such thing, for we would be in the war that we are trying to prevent.